Hey you guys, it is Pastor Dawn. I have another really quick word for you today, and it is called don't get out of position, and I'll explain what that means in just a second. If you haven't already heard, for the very first time, now I have shared little bitty bits and pieces before. I have never shared my entire childhood trauma healing story, as well as the story of how God healed me from it. Tomorrow night, May 16th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. I got it out of my mouth. I'm going to be going live on 3 platforms. The information will be in the description of this video. I'm going to be sharing my entire testimony. So first of all, I need y'all to be praying for me. I'm going to be sharing my entire testimony and also how God healed me. And I want to make sure that you come because it's, of course, I can't share the whole 9 years like in 1 hour, but I'm going to be sharing about forced childhood slave labor, being sex trafficked, sexual molestation, occultic brainwashing, satanic ritualistic ceremonial abuse, like a whole bunch of stuff. And how God healed me from the bitterness, as well as the fear and the panic and the anger and the rage and all that other stuff. Okay, so here is the word for today. You guys ready? Here we go. And it is, don't get out of position. God says in this season of your life, you must stay in position. And they're going to give you 3 particular things. And I'm sure you could find other things that you could add to the list. But the first one is, do not get out of the position of rest. Now, I'm not talking about taking a nap, although some of you need to go to bed earlier on a regular basis. I'm talking about the internal posture of rest. I'm talking about resting in your mind, will, and emotions. I'm talking about being at rest, being in a place of peace and tranquility because you are trusting the Lord your God with every aspect of your life, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, relationally, financially, everything. So God says in this season of your life, you must stay in position if you are going to win and have victory. And to do that, you must stay in a space of rest. Now, when I say rest, I mean Psalm 91, he who abides under the shadow of the, he who abides under the shadow of the Most High shall rest under the shadow of the Almighty, okay? That means not being worried, not being fretful, not flitting from this to that, like in your mind, will, and emotions all the time. You have to remain in a position of inward, mental, emotional, spiritual rest as you go about the work and the duties of your everyday life. That's the first thing. The next part is stay in the position of royalty. We are God's beloved sons and daughters, royal sons and daughters of the Most High God. Now, I'm not talking about you demanding that you have a 7-course meal every night. That's not the type of royalty I'm talking about. I'm talking about you understanding that you are a child of the Most High God. You are an heir of God. You are a joint heir with Christ. You are seated with Christ in heavenly places. So that means that in a faith perspective, you should not be asking God for crumbs under the table when he wants you to come and sit at the banqueting table of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and feast on the abundance of everything that he is. His love, his joy, his peace, his kindness, his healing, his all of the attributes of who God is. And yes, financial provision and blessing and open doors and everything that the feasting table represents. You in this season, you have to stay in the position of royalty, because you are God's royal son or daughter. And again, I'm not talking about you demanding first-class tickets on a plane flight, although there's nothing wrong with having first-class tickets. I'm talking about you in your faith, you not being willing to settle for morsels and bits under the table that the dog licks up. When God says, come and sit at the table, sit and feast the overflowing abundance of his presence in your life. Okay, 3. In this season, you must remain in position. And the third position is in the favor of God. I'll link the scriptures in the description of this video. And it says that God's favor surrounds us like a shield. The favor of God should be leading and guiding not only all of your decisions, but all of your actions. If you're not experiencing the favor of God in every aspect of your life, there are some issues in your mind, will, and emotions that need to be rewired and changed. Like I can definitely tell you that there's probably some unhealed soul wounds that need to be dealt with if you're not walking in the favor of God. There are some faith things that need to be rewired and renewed with the word of God. If you're not walking in this space of favor and expecting the favor of God. And again, I'm not talking about demanding the favor of God. I'm talking about you walking in the overflowing blessings of God because you know that you are his beloved son or daughter in whom he is well pleased. Okay, so I'm going to wind this up again. In this season, you must stay in position. Stay in the position of internal rest. Stay in the position of a royal son or daughter, and stay in the position of favor. If you need some help with this and you're going, girl, I don't know how to access all of that, then you need to schedule a one-on-one session with me. I will make sure to include that in the description of this video. And again, make certain that you join me tomorrow night, Thursday, May 16th. I will be sharing my full testimony live, and all the details will be in the description of the video, and I will see you guys soon.